The latest is, up to a Category 5. That is the highest on the Saffir-Simpson scale in terms of categories of storms. I mean, you don't see that very often. 160-mile-per-hour sustained winds, a perfect beast of a storm. That center of the storm is a perfect circle. There's no cloud in the eye, and you can see all four quadrants of the storm are perfectly symmetrical. Very rare to see a Category 5. It doesn't happen very often, and they have certainly upgraded it. The difference between a 154 and a 160, a 150, 160, not a big difference. But when you talk about how beautiful the storm looks on satellite presentation and how potentially deadly this storm will be for the Bahamas, prayers for the Bahamas, because this storm is going to slow down. And when you have the worst possible hurricane, the worst possible storm on your doorstep, just crawling along, that is going to be devastating for parts of the northwestern Bahamas. Unfortunately, it's terrible. Now, the track hasn't changed much, but I want to point your attention to the fact that the cone has moved a little bit more westward. A lot of folks like to pay attention to the center. I don't want you to pay attention to the center because as we go further out in time, there is a lot of uncertainty. There's been a lot of uncertainty with this storm as soon as it formed. We didn't have a good indication of where the center of the storm was. We thought it was going to go over Puerto Rico. It went north of Puerto Rico. So I will tell you, all of those reliable forecast models that we look at, there's a lot of question marks. So I want everyone along the east coast of Florida to pay close attention. This is not just an easy forecast. The fact that it's going to slow down, when does it slow down? We're at 8 miles per hour right now, barreling westward. When does it move northward? I can't really give you a good indication of that. So I need everyone to pay close attention as the storm continues to move westward. It's when it's going to make that northward curve that we might be out of the woods. But because the storm is going to slow down and we're talking about a hurricane for not just hours but days, that is my concern. My concern is the computer models start going more westward, and now that cone has shifted, and we could be dealing with not just a tropical storm, but a hurricane on board the east coast of Florida. So big information here. Category 5, don't see it very often. Potentially devastating, deadly blow to the northwestern Bahamas and the east coast of Florida, Georgia, Carolinas. Please pay attention. We're not just doing this to hype. We're not doing it to hype. We're trying to save lives here. So we'll keep you posted.